Hi friends, and welcome back to my channel, Beauty Boomer. My name is Rose, and if you're here for the first time, welcome. And if you're a new subscriber, thank you so much. And if you've been with me for a while, I want you to know how much I appreciate you and us building this community together. I wanted to just take a few minutes and just have a chat with you. On my giveaway, I mentioned that I would be turning 60 in October, and that is true. I am turning 60 in October, and a lot of you mentioned, that, oh, I'm looking great and all that stuff, and I appreciate it. I really, really do. Everybody likes to be told that, right? But, there are some things that I've done that I wanted to talk about, and, they're not really controversial, but I just thought I would want to talk about them in case you are thinking of doing the same thing or having the same issues. So when I was in my late 40s, this part of my eye, right here in the corner, began to droop, okay? And so I started, and I had real big 11 lines here. So I used to get Botox, and I would get my Botox here, and then a little bit here, and it would do a little bit of a lifting action. And, the Botox only lasts, 3 to 6 months, and then you got to do it again. So I started to pursue other options and to see what else would be available for me. Because if you have that issue where you have drooping here, where this starts to come down, eventually, when you're in your 70s, possibly, you'll start to lose your periphery vision. It's not going to stop going down. It's just natural, it's gravity, but for some of us it's worse than others. And you can wait until you reach that point, and possibly your insurance will cover you to have your eyes redone, cosmetic surgery. But I chose to do a little bit of a preemptive strike, and what I chose to do was a endoscopic brow lift. And so what that means, it's a plastic surgery type of procedure, and they made 5 tiny little injections right past my hairline and just lifted internally, endoscopically. So they put an endoscope in and lifted and took very fine measurements and lifted my brow like that. And then they took a little piece of the skin from one of the incisions and they put it in this deep crease. So it's still there, but it's not near, it was deep. It was like a little canyon growing on my face. And it made people think that I was angry or pissed off about something. People were like, why are you so upset? And I'm like, I'm not. This is my resting bitch face, And I wanted to share that with you because I felt like, I want to be transparent in how things that I've done and things that you might be thinking about, but maybe wanted somebody to talk to about it, or if you have questions. So the whole procedure took a couple of hours. I was in at 6 o'clock in the morning, and then it is an outpatient procedure. You can go home that day if you have somebody who will pick you up and then stay with you. I chose to spend the night at the facility where I had the surgery. It was about an extra $500, but at the time I was single and, didn't have anybody really staying with me. My daughter was staying with my sister, and so I stayed overnight, and I'm really glad I did. It just gave me that little bit of extra time to heal, to begin the healing process before I went home, because when I came out of surgery, I was very nauseous, and I wouldn't have wanted to be alone at that time. So that's what I chose to do. So all in, I was 47 at the time. You guys do the math. I can't. 20 years ago? 57? No, 12 years ago. Something like that. Okay, 12-ish years ago. So at the time, I think all in, it was around $6,000. But when you add it all up, I think it would have come to the same price. I did do the math at that time, and it was the same as like 16 Botox treatments. So that's how I kind of rationalized, the the amount of money that I was going to be spending, you know, because the Botox was something that was helping me. It was flattening this out a little bit and, like I said, raising my brows. So I've had that done. And occasionally, I have nothing in my face right now as far as fillers, but I have on occasion gotten fillers through here in these little marionette lines. And I'm considering doing that again. You know, I go back and forth about whether I should have the bottom of my face done. You know, I've had the top half done. Should I get the bottom done? I'm starting to get wrinkles and creases. And, you know, it does get to a point where, you know, when is enough, you know? So I think for right now, I'm very happy with the situation, what's happening here. You know, I probably will in the fall get filler again. I get it about... It'll be 2 years in January since I had anything done, and it lasts a good year. So that is worth the money, I believe. If you're starting to get creases here or a little bit of that downturnedness down here, they fill it in, and it just gives you just that subtle lift, which is really nice. And I believe I've been having that done for about the same amount of time, so 10 years. But like I said, I go a year to 2 years in between injections. So, but I feel like it's been preventative as well. Like the creases, you know, they're not as deep, I feel they would be had I not been getting Juviderm or any other type of filler. So those are my surgery and injectable story, and I did want to share that with you. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments section down below. I will tell you the surgery hurt like a lot. The first 3 days were very bad, and then it gets better, and then you forget how painful it was, you know, just like having a baby. So, you know, it only hurts for a short amount of time. You look like you were in a car accident, you know, just like you see in the movies. I had to wear like a headband around my head and all this other stuff, put gel and stuff. But I feel that it was worth it, and I'm very happy that I made that choice. But you have to do what's right for you. But I did want to share that with you. So I hope you're having a great week, and I'll see you next time. Thank you so much. Bye.